another good one, but this is really, really sad. This is really sad. So, prior to me doing my last video at night, I just was strolling on Instagram and I came across this story. I came across this story of this young brother, basically, Javion Mag- Magee, Magee, and he's out from Chicago, and he's a truck driver, 21 years old. Apparently, he was found up against a tree with a rope around his neck and was pronounced dead. His family's calling out for help on social media so that this case right here can get coverage, and so that it can get extra investigation, hands and feet down there to their loved ones. We've seen this too often. This is too often. This is going on a lot. I know that we have to make ends meet, and I know we have to drive, and I know we have to do a lot of things. We have to pay our bills. But everything that's going on in this country is pointing towards evil. There's going to come a time where that you're not going to be able to drive no trucks, and plus you don't know what's going around these states, especially down south. And this happened in North Carolina, in Henderson. This is where this happened at. They said that he entered the Walmart and purchased a rope. I don't believe that. I don't think that no 21-year-old young man purchase a rope, go to Walmart, purchase a rope, and walk out of Walmart and go to the tree, lean up against the tree. And what happens after that? I don't have the social media clipping of the young lady that posted up, but it has I think 1,000 hits on TikTok. And she came over here on Instagram asking, everybody to repost it because they covering something up. To me, it don't seem right, because the sheriff said that it wasn't even a noose around the rope. It wasn't a noose. It's just that the rope was around his neck. Okay, it could have been a person don't know how to make noose and just tied it around his neck and still hung him up. It don't have to be a noose. It could be people that just trying things out. It could be that. They said it's an ongoing investigation. I don't think that this young man took his life, and something there. It smelled fishy to me. It smelled fishy. This young man, 21 years old, not going to take his life. Nobody does that. Nobody really commits suicide, especially in our community, in our societies, in our civilization, the indigenous people. We don't do that. We don't kill ourselves. We don't commit suicide. I mean, it has happened, but not on a long rate where we seeing right now. Everybody talk about, they killed. This is lies. Somebody did that. Somebody did that. And it looks like it's an amateur. Or it could be an amateur, or it could be somebody to make it seem like they don't have the history or the knowledge of making a noose, and they want to try it out and they want to kill him. And this is what it seems like to me. It's foul play. It smells like it's fishy, So I'm gonna read. I'm gonna read something. I'm gonna read it. Then I'm gonna show a video. It says that the Henderson, North Carolina, the investigation into a Chicago man death in North Carolina continue as questions and rumors surrounding if grown, especially on social media. Javion Magee, a 21 truck driver from Chicago area, was found dead in a area off Racine Mill Road on Wednesday. Investigation said he was not far from his truck, leaning with his back up against a tree and a rope around his neck. Magee was in Henderson making a delivery to Walmart. Magee's family, who lives in Chicago, is upset and demand answers. They are calling for transparent and more answers for the sheriff's department. As they should. As they should. It seems like it's foul play to me, man. It's too many of these incidents that's going on, and this is old tactics. This is old tactics. You know? Listen, if you're a truck driver out there, and you from up north, or wherever you at, you going down south, listen, you got to protect yourself, man. I understand that. You got to protect yourself. You got to look around your surroundings. You know, you got to look around your surroundings. And if you see something fishy going on, do what you got to do. I don't recommend no violence on this channel, but every human being has a right to protect themselves. Every human being has a right to protect themselves. You don't let nobody just run down on you and do whatever they want to do with you. So your guys, I know your truck drivers out there, your guys got to keep your head on a swivel. Keep your head on a swivel. Okay? And don't be afraid to protect yourself and defend yourself. You understand? I don't advocate violence, but we are living in dark times. And these dark times are claiming the lives of the indigenous people of the earth. Able descendants. This is an actual true fact. So, I'm going to get into the video. Get into the video.
On Wednesday, September 11th, approximately 10:08 a.m., Vance County Sheriff Office received a call out to a rural part of the community, Vanco Mill Road, 285 Vanco Mill Road, where a deceased young man was sitting up against a tree, with his back up against a tree. He had a rope around his neck, and he had the top of the rope was up in the tree limb. There was not a noose. There was not a knot in the rope. We have information that we got that this young man was visited a local Walmart store here in Henderson, where he purchased an item that will possibly use around his neck. It's an open investigation at this time. We're following all the resources and avenue. We're utilizing. We found out he was a truck driver after we identified who he was. At first, we had no identity on him because he had no ID on him. And once we identified who he was, we found that the tractor trailer he was driving was in an adjacent lot from where his body was located. We contacted his family in Aurora, Illinois. We had the Aurora Police Department go out and contact his family. And once that notification was made, we personally my investigators talked to the family and informed them of the information and the ongoing investigation, the death investigation of their son, their 21-year-old son, Mr. Magee.
Sound like foul play to me. This sound like foul play to me, you know. I'm going to keep it real with you. This sound like foul play to me. You as a truck driver, right, and you are delivering in these other states, you have to keep your head on a swivel. You have to keep your head on a swivel. You have to keep your head on a swivel, okay? They saying that this is no foul play. So why would a 21-year-old man lean up against a tree, right, and have a rope around his neck? They saying that, you know, he was making a delivery, basically Walmart, a distribution center. He was making a delivery there to drop off items or whatever the case may be. They say that he purchased a rope. He purchased a rope and then took off in the woods somewhere. They said that his truck wasn't that far away from where they found his body at. The rope was around his neck, and his body was leaned up against a tree. This is foul play here. This is foul play. And what the family need to do, the family need to pull up down there. Your guys need to pull up. Try to get some money and pull up down there. Because I'm telling you right now what's going on. They're doing an autopsy. But what they doing, they taking his organs. They taking his heart. They taking his lungs. They taking his kidneys. They taking his blood. They taking his spleen. They taking all his organs. All his major organs. They taking all his organs. And I'm telling you this right now. This is what they doing. They taking his organs. If you don't know, now you know. When you get down there and you do the autopsy or whatever, and you go see the body, I guarantee you they took his organs. This is what these people do. They take organs. Either they take them from somebody or they sell your organs. This is what they do. They just don't do this to you and just leave you like that. No, they take your organs. They take your organs and sell your organs. So I know that right now that you're grieving as a family and that you need help, right? And on my platform, I'm going to get it out. So anyone that's viewing this and liking to share, get the information out. Get this information out because it's needed. You know, apparently it looked like another hanging. This is foul play. Ain't no 21-year-old young man, Javion Magee from Chicago, Illinois, right? Truck driver. It's not going to hang themselves. They 21. They got their whole life ahead of them. Why would he hang himself like that? It smells like foul play. You're doing your investigation. You see, that's the process right there. Oh, you got to do the investigation. You know, that's the game they play. But in the process, they taking your organs. They taking your heart. They taking your lungs. They taking your kidneys. They taking your liver. Taking your spleen. They taking all your major organs and selling it. This is what these individuals doing. I'm telling you that right now. So I know you are upset, and I know that, you know, it's really difficult, hard right now. But one thing for sure, two things for certain, they stealing his organs. They stealing his organs, I'm telling you. If he's not no organ donor, and you didn't recommend and like, yo, you know, I'm going to give his organs to somebody, they stealing his organs. I'm telling you, this is what they're doing. This is why they don't want you seeing a body. This is why they don't want you seeing his son. You need to get down there ASAP. Somebody from the family, you need to go down there. Be professional. Be humble. Because I know you're in the face right now. You're in a different area, different plane, different ball game. Go view his body. And I guarantee you they took his organs. They took his organs. Probably even took his stomach. I'm telling you this right now. So this is a heads up to his family, his loved ones, and friends. That's right. So I'm sorry for your loss. I want to send my condolences to your guys. No mother, no family should have had to be dealing with this. Having a child being murdered in foul play. You know? And you got this sheriff right there saying stay off social media. No, we not. We not going to stay off social media. This information need to get out. It need to be warned. Everybody need to be warned. And the people down in North Carolina, they need to stand up. They need to be warned. You can't allow this evil to resurface and take countless of many of us. Because you know why? It's going to go widespread. I'm just telling you. There's something to think about. Y'all guys have an amazing, amazing evening. Peace, y'all. Peace, peace. Peace, peace.